This video has been altered from its original release in an effort to better meet YouTube's copyright standards. All footage, images, and music used in this video are intended for review and commentary under fair use.
What's up, everybody? I'm J-Man.
And I'm the Norm, and welcome to the Underaters, the show where we talk about movies that we feel are either bashed too hard or praised too high.
And again, this is all strictly opinions, and don't get upset if you don't agree with us about anything. With that said, today's movie is praised so high that all other Disney movies are considered practically forgotten in comparison.
Ooh, Lion King? Yes, I love Lion King!
Nope.
Tangled? I love Tangled.
Not that either.
Aladdin?
Nope.
Wreck-It Ralph?
Nope.
Beauty and the Beast?
Nope.
Shrek?
That's not even Disney.
Well, give me a hint then.
Let it go, let it go.
No! Why?
Let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and sky.
What can you say about Frozen that hasn't been said before? A masterpiece, a revolution, the next Lion King. It made $1 billion worldwide and continues to make more money to this day. There are countless toy lines, the songs are still everywhere, there's even a Broadway musical still on the way. It even went so far as to win the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature.
But over the past couple of years, it's gotten quite the backlash. People saying that the songs are played everywhere and just won't stop, and the movie itself is actually not even that good. Well, we're here today to discuss why we think this film is absolutely, positively, insanely overrated. You know that tingly feeling that a Disney movie gives you when it starts with a musical number that establishes its setting? This is going to be a great cultural piece.
Well, don't get used to it, because this is the only song in the movie that establishes any kind of culture. The rest of the songs are basically just rejected Broadway tunes from Avenue Q. You know, minus the cursing.
But that doesn't make any sense. If you establish a setting, you have to maintain that setting, especially if it's a musical. The songs in movies like Lion King or Pocahontas may have been a little Broadway-ish, but at least they use instruments and melodies from their own setting so they still make sense. This movie starts out that way, but after that, it's literally like watching an animated episode of Glee.
So the movie starts with a bunch of ice miners who can chop through ice with a saw without bending or breaking it, and sing the next song in the movie, Frozen Heart.
Born of cold and winter air and mountain rain combining, this icy force both foul and fair has a frozen harbor lining.
Now me personally, I really like working songs like this. Everything always to the same rhythm, the same pace, kinda gets me into it.
The only problem is this song has very little to do with ice mining, and is really only meant to foreshadow events and themes later in the film. Things like this can be utilized well, but in this case, it's easily missable because it's just too vague for first-time viewers to understand what they're saying other than just singing about ice mining.
By the way, why the hell are they letting a little kid hang around there? Wouldn't it be too dangerous for him to be walking on ice surrounded by men with big and heavy tools?
So we're introduced to our two main characters, Anna and Elsa, as little girls.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Now, you have to admit, these two have a very watchable relationship as siblings. You can see that they love each other and have a very strong bond together. Unfortunately, this is the only moment in the whole film where we actually see that, but more on that later. So they're playing together when Elsa accidentally strikes Anna on the head. The king and queen arrive at the scene, and the king just happens to know of these magic rock trolls that could supposedly help her.
Meanwhile, the little boy sees them and follows them all the way there.
Cuties, I'm gonna keep you.
I think that troll just committed kidnapping.
Why is the kid on his own anyway? Doesn't he have any family that should be chaperoning him?
You are lucky it wasn't her heart. The heart is not so easily changed.
born with the powers or cursed?
Born. And they're getting stronger.
Okay, this is something that has pissed off a lot of people. All the movie says is that she's born with her powers. But still, where do her powers come from?
Oh, that doesn't matter. You see, all we really need to know is that she was born with powers, and that's it. We don't need to go into the whole backstory about where her powers came from. The movie doesn't have to explain everything, only the stuff within the parameters of the story it's trying to tell.
That is true.
See?
However, for this particular movie, it just doesn't work. The reason it does work in movies like X-Men or The Incredibles is because both movies establish that they take place in a world where people are just genetically born with their own unique abilities, so we don't need to go into a whole origin story about it. In Frozen, however, it's established that nobody in the world has powers except for Elsa. She's literally the only one that has them, so the audience is only left to wonder how and why. What makes her so special? Why doesn't anyone else have them? Answer, because her powers in this movie are nothing more than a plot device for the sake of the story, not the character.
Anyway, so the rock troll tries to save Anna by removing all her memories of Elsa's powers, which is kind of ridiculous, actually. It's like saying, hey, did you slip and fall while ice skating? Gonna have to remove all memories of ice skates.
Your power will only grow. There is beauty in it, but also great danger. You must learn to control it.
She already controls it just fine. The whole incident with hitting Anna in the head was just an accident.
Well, apparently by control, they actually mean suppress, which is interesting because if they really don't know where it came from, then you would think they would teach her to harness it instead of hide it.
Fear will be your enemy.
And to show you that fear will be your enemy, we're going to frighten you, thus making you scared of your powers and setting the events of the entire movie in place. You ever notice that? This whole problem could have been solved so much easier if her parents and the trolls just instructed her better, but they don't, just so we can have an entire movie out of something that could have been helped a long time ago.
So the king and queen decide to lock Elsa up in her room until she learns to make her powers go away. I know they want to keep Anna and Elsa from getting hurt again, but does that really mean to make her feel like an outcast and make her even more afraid? I don't care if one of the themes of the movie is fear. Fear doesn't make you brain dead about commonsensical things.
The gloves will help. See? Conceal it.
Don't feel it. Don't
Let it show.
If those gloves do a good job at covering up her powers, then why the hell does she still need to be locked in her room?
I guess Elsa will just want to use her powers around Anna again or something.
So Anna sings to her to get her to come out and play.
Do you wanna build a snowman? Come on, let's go and play.
This apparently goes on for a few years until Anna just decides to stop trying. Elsa's powers, unsurprisingly, grow stronger over the years and make her more and more afraid. The king and queen have to leave somewhere for a couple of weeks, so they leave Anna and Elsa all by themselves. But sadly, they perish while in a storm out at sea. The kingdom somehow figured out that they died and have a memorial service for them. This leads to what is easily one of the best scenes in the whole movie. There is so much emotion in this one little bit that it really tugs on your heartstrings.
We only have each other. It's just you and me. What are we gonna do? Do you wanna build a snowman?
Hey, are you sad?
No.
It's okay, man.
Don't touch me.
It's okay. I'm sensitive today. So 3 years pass, and we get exposition from random townspeople that it's Coronation Day!
Wait. 3 years pass? What's been going on all those years? Who's been in charge all that time? Kingdoms don't have some kind of legal age limit before the next heir is crowned. There has to be someone in charge all the time.
Well, I guess this kingdom is just kind of loose with the rules.
What do you want, Sven?
Give me a snack,
What's the magic word?
please.
Share.
Arendelle, a most mysterious trade partner. Open those gates so I may unlock your secrets and exploit your riches. Did I say that out loud?
Wow.
That guy has never heard of subtlety, has he?
Apparently not.
So Anna, voiced by Kristen Bell, wakes up in bed and starts to sing For the First Time in Forever.
'Cause for the first time in forever, there'll be music, there'll be light. For the first time in forever, I'll be dancing through the night.
And you have to admit, as annoying as this song may be to a lot of people, it is a great moment that really develops Anna's character. It really shows just how energetic and full of life she is, and how she really wants to explore and experience interaction with people. As soon as she finishes, she stumbles upon a prince named Hans, voiced by Santino Fontana. And their meeting is actually pretty cute.
Oh, boy.
This is awkward. Not you're awkward, but just because I'm awkward. You're gorgeous. Wait, what?
Eventually, the coronation starts, and Elsa, voiced by Broadway veteran Idina Menzel, is crowned Queen of Arendelle. The party commences, and Elsa and Anna finally speak to each other for the first time in years.
Hi. Hi, me? Oh, hi? You look beautiful. Thank you. You look beautifuler. I mean, not fuller. You don't look fuller, but more beautiful. Thank you.
Now, I have to confess something. Does something seem a little off with this scene?
Like what?
I mean, Elsa was the one who was locked up for years, so wouldn't it make more sense for her to be the socially awkward one and Anna more calm and regal?
That's a good point. Once you really think about it, why is Anna so awkward? If anything, she's the one who spent more time with their parents learning how to interact with people, and Elsa's the one who's been locked up practically her whole life. So you think it would be the other way around. Or at the very least, they both would be socially awkward.
Anyway, so the Duke of Wesselton, voiced by Alan Tudyk, introduces himself to them and asks to dance with Elsa. She turns him down, but offers Anna to dance with him instead.
Like a chicken with the face of a monkey, I fly.
Wow, obvious villain and painful gag character.
So after that obnoxious nonsense, Anna and Elsa are back talking again. Anna tries to reconnect with Elsa, but Elsa simply says that they just can't. Again, this will come back later. So Anna meets back up with Hans, and they talk quite a bit together. This eventually leads to the next song, Love's an Open Door.
Love's an open door.
Can I say something crazy? Will you marry me?
Can I say something even crazier? Yes!
They decide to announce her engagement to Elsa, but the Queen does not approve.
Whatever you have to say, you can say to both of us. Fine. You can't marry a man you just met.
Oh, thank you! It's about time Disney started saying this. Way to go!
I don't like it.
What?
No, seriously, I don't like it.
Well, explain yourself!
I mean, don't get me wrong, I do think it is a good message, and I do think it's about time that Disney started saying that, even though that's only been the case in about 4 or 5 different Disney films. I just feel like it would work a hell of a lot better if the story took place in the real world and wasn't a fairy tale. Because, believe it or not, I was one of the few people that was actually into the whole Hans and Anna romance thing. I thought it was kind of adorable. Heck, I didn't even have a problem with the marriage thing either. It felt like they got to know each other well, and to their credit, they both acknowledge how crazy it is, and that just made me even more into it. But with Elsa saying,
You can't marry a man you just met.
for one thing, that's kind of a condescending thing for her to say, because how the hell would she know any better? For another thing, is it really so wrong for kids to enjoy the fantasy of 2 people finding love in a heartbeat? Can't we just let them figure this out on their own as they grow up? I mean, it's kind of like the equivalent of telling kids there's no Santa Claus. I mean, why do we want them to grow up so fast?
I don't even know you anymore. So anyway, Elsa orders the party to be over, and Anna accidentally rips off one of Elsa's gloves, and the tension rises.
I hate you.
Oh, shut up.
Why do you shut me out? Why do you shut the world out? What are you so afraid of? I said enough!
Yes, listen to that random guy ordering everyone to seize the queen.
So Elsa scares the town people and starts to run away. She steps onto the water because her powers can apparently work through her shoes, but not her gloves. And the entire kingdom is turned to ice.
Anna decides that it's her responsibility to bring her back, so she leaves Prince Hans in charge and takes his horse out. Wait, hold on a second. She just leaves Prince Hans in charge? Do these people follow any actual guidelines to ruling a kingdom?
We then get to the biggest song in the entire movie. Even we will admit that hearing it still gives us goosebumps to this day.
The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I tried.
The problem with this moment is that the uplifting tone of the song contradicts the negative nature of the moment itself. In this song, Elsa's basically lying to herself, trying to convince herself that she's finally free of all the fear that held her back, and abandoning her duties and responsibilities to her kingdom, as well as her own sister. So when you really look at it, it's kind of a selfish moment for her.
Oh, and by the way, small thing, but how does having snow powers give you the ability to change clothes too? And how is Elsa supposed to take care of herself out here? How will she feed herself or go to the bathroom?
So Anna continues to look around for her sister.
I'm sorry, it's all my fault. Of course, none of it would have happened if she just told me her secret.
Oh good, at least Anna knows how ridiculous it is. Her horse runs away from her and Anna is all alone in the woods. But thankfully she conveniently stumbles upon a random cabin in the woods.
Big summer blowout. Half-off swimming suits, clogs, and a sun balm of my own invention. Yeah?
This girl is freezing cold. A blanket, please? Perhaps some cocoa?
Eventually, in comes Kristoff, voiced by Jonathan Groff. He pisses off the store clerk and gets kicked out. But thankfully, there's a wooden shack conveniently right next to them to spend the night.
Reindeers are better than people. Sven, don't you think that's true?
Yeah, people will beat you and curse you and cheat you. Every one of them's bad, except you.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
I need an adult! I need an adult!
So after that awkward serenade, Anna comes in now wearing warm clothes and hands him the equipment he wanted. Wait, how did she even buy those? Her dress doesn't even have any pockets, and she didn't even know she was going to have to buy anything today.
I guess it's just one more thing we're not supposed to be thinking about too much. Like a lot of things in this movie. So Anna convinces him to take her up the North Mountain because she thinks she can stop the winter.
But Hans is not a stranger.
Oh, yeah? What's his last name?
Of the Southern Isles.
What's his favorite food?
Sandwiches.
Best friend's name?
Probably John.
Eye color.
Dreamy.
Foot size?
Foot size doesn't matter.
Don't say it.
I do have to confess one thing about Kristoff, though. I know a lot of people like him and think he's funny and all, but I don't like him at all. Seriously, I don't like Kristoff. He's gross, he's weird, and he's kind of a dick at times.
Now back up while I deal with this crook here. I don't take people places. This is fresh lacquer. Seriously, were you raised in a barn?
So they get to a chase with a bunch of wolves, even though wolves don't actually attack people unless they feel directly threatened.
It's Kristoff!
How was she even able to guess his name anyway? He never told her what his name was, remember?
So they somehow manage to jump over a cliff and safely land on the other side, because the story required them to, I guess. Kristoff, despite his irritation, decides to keep helping Anna and they venture further. Through some pretty impressive animation, they wander through a bunch of icicled trees. It's at this point that we meet the funny little snowman himself, Olaf, voiced by Josh Gad.
Hi everyone, I'm Olaf, and I like warm hugs.
He really is an adorable character. They totally could have gone all out and made him more obnoxious, but we're glad he's a lot more subdued. He seems like such a treat to watch. Until
drink in my hand, my snow up against the burning sand, probably getting gorgeously tanned in summer.
My God. This just rips us right out of the movie. And, okay, all the songs in the movie basically stop the story to give us character moments, but jeez, this is really pushing it. Why does Olaf even need dreams of summer? How does he even know what summer is? Why can't he just enjoy being cold?
So Olaf tells them that he knows where Elsa is, because, you know, she created him during Let It Go for some reason and then just left him. Meanwhile, back in town, Hans is doing his best to take care of everyone. But his horse shows up, because his horse can find its way back to the castle somehow, and Hans decides to gather up some people and go look for Anna. Even though he's never been to this kingdom before and couldn't possibly know his way around the forest, let alone her whereabouts, the Duke also volunteers his own men to come with and tells them to kill Elsa if they find her.
Anna and Kristoff come up to a cliff which supposedly has Elsa on the other side.
You're gonna kill yourself. I wouldn't put my foot there.
You're distracting me.
Or there. How do you know Elsa even wants to see you?
Alright, I'm just blocking you out because I gotta concentrate here.
You know, it scenes like this that make me think, I wonder what the most interesting character in the movie is doing right now. Yeah, we really think that Elsa is the most interesting character in the whole movie. And we personally feel that this movie would have been a hell of a lot better if Elsa was the main focus instead of being tossed aside so we can focus more on the uninteresting Anna. Yes, Anna is conflicted as well, but it's nowhere near as interesting as Elsa. This really should have been her movie.
So Olaf conveniently finds the staircase to the castle, which kind of makes this whole scene completely pointless, and Anna tells them to stay outside for a minute while she talks to Elsa. She desperately tries again to reconnect with her, but Elsa tries to tell her to leave, and they go into For the First Time in Forever reprise.
'Cause for the first time in forever, I'm such a fool, I can't be free. No escape from the storm inside of me.
And it's moments like this that make me think that Elsa has had no character development the entire movie. Her only purpose is to just be afraid of herself the entire time. Let It Go came pretty close to giving her some, but after that, boom, it's back to the same scared little girl she's always been. Sadly, the fact is, Elsa has no reason to be afraid of herself at all. As said before, the situation with hitting Anna in the head was just an accident, and she should perfectly know that, so the entire reason she's afraid is just a fabrication for the sake of the story, not the character.
So Elsa accidentally strikes Anna in the chest. She then forces him out by creating a Goliath snowman. Anna throws a snowball at it, and now the monster is suddenly mad about something that doesn't even look like it hurt it. So they engage in a chase sequence to the edge of a cliff.
What's that for?
I'm digging a snow anchor.
Okay, what if we fall?
There's 20 feet of fresh powder down there. It'll be like landing on a pillow.
Okay. So by that logic, why don't you just jump? Why are you wasting time making a snow anchor?
Yeah, funny thing is, that's exactly what happens later on anyway. The snowman pulls them back up, yells, "Don't come back," and drops them to the ground. And they land completely safely. Once you think about it, Kristoff has been kind of useless this entire trip.
I can't go back to Arendelle with the weather like this. And then there's your ice business,
Hey,
and
don't worry about my ice business. Worry about your hair. Yours is turning white.
White? It's... what?
It's because she struck you, isn't it?
Does it look bad?
No, you hesitated.
No, I didn't.
Wait, are these two actually starting to have chemistry all of a sudden?
Oh yeah, because it's one of Disney's oldest cliches ever. Two characters, boy and a girl, out on a journey together. Eventually, they get feelings for each other.
But she's already with Hans, and Kristoff really likes ice, so wouldn't it make more sense for him to be in love with Elsa? And he and Anna could just be friends? That's never been done before.
Unfortunately, this movie thinks it's already being clever enough to not take any risks, so let's just move on.